Alrighty then. We got something new for you. Look over there. I know you know who that is. They got a new channel. And we're going to check it out. Check it out. It's nice from what I've seen of it.
The birth of this channel has, taken place, but as far as me actually posting a video, this video is what is going to be the start of it all. And I'm so excited. So I actually tried to film a video very similar to this yesterday, I think it was, but I was not feeling it. The video just felt like it was pulled out of my ass. And if any content is going to be pulled out of my ass, it's going to be on this channel, because this is basically a spam account, but for YouTube. So I'm going to post whatever I want. I want to post on this channel at least once a week, while still maintaining posting on my second channel twice a week. But I'm about to get help with editing, so that's going to make things so much easier. But I am so excited. I feel like this channel, you're going to be able to see somewhat of a different side of me. I don't know, I feel like you guys see, no, actually on my main page, on my main channel, I feel like you guys see one side of me, and that's what I'm doing throughout the day. Like, I don't ever stop and just sit down and really talk to you guys. I personally feel like I am, a person of depth. I feel like I know I go beneath the surface, but on my main channel, I try to keep things I feel like I'm a little more private with my personal life somewhat. You guys see what I'll do on a daily basis, but I don't really talk about anything other than what I'm doing. And, that's just what I do in vlogs. But I feel like on this channel, we could really just sit down, catch up, and just have real conversations. So as I said before, I did try to film a video similar to this a couple days ago, or I think it was yesterday, but I just was not feeling it. It just felt, I was trying to do my makeup and answer questions at the same time. And I've said before, multitasking is not my strong suit when it comes to, a lot of scenarios. So I feel like me just chilling and talking to you guys now that I'm just relaxing, it'll be better. So I posted on my story on my spam account for you guys to ask me girl talk questions a couple days ago, but I just made another post like 30 minutes ago just to make sure I could get everybody.
That orange bonnet is hidden. It's orange. Love it.
And possibly answer your question. But we're gonna go ahead and go through the first story, because I've had more people view that story, so there's already more questions on here, and then later on we'll probably touch on the second post. And also, if you're confused where I am, if you watch my video on my main channel, it'll make sense. I'm wearing a robe, but I have a sports bra. Nobody fucking asked. Anyways, so first question is, will you marry me? And the answer is yes. Oh, also, this video is not monetized. This channel is not monetized, so we can really just talk about whatever the fuck we want. Anything that I would want to talk about, I feel like I already do talk about. But this channel is not monetized though. This girl asks, how do you let go of a toxic relationship even if you love them more than anything? So that is a very tough situation to be in, and of course, going through this differs from person to person. Even throughout this video, I'm going to try my best to give you the best advice from my perspective, and what I would personally, not even what I would personally do, but what I know would be best for me, even if it's hard to actually follow through with it, because sometimes, you could give good advice, but it's harder to follow it, right? Because I think a lot of us have been in a situation before where we've been in, a toxic relationship, or maybe not even a relationship. It could be a friendship, a fling, whatever it is. I have a hair mask under my nails. That's disgusting. It's so hard when you know it's probably right for yourself, but it's not what you really want. It's so hard to kind of just give up on trying to make things work, trying to change the person. And then of course, whenever you're in a relationship with somebody and you're in love with them, it's a lot easier to miss those red flags and to kind of just let them, just kind of scoop them under the rug for the time being, because it's just so much easier to forgive them, and you're just literally in such a fog. It just doesn't even, phase you. Or you try to not let it phase you because you want things to work so bad. But being in a relationship, especially so young, I know personally, I have learned that I am not emotionally or mentally ready to be in a serious relationship. I know I'm not there yet. I know what I need to work on. I'm aware that I have toxic traits, and you know, there's things that I would like to improve myself before, you know, being with somebody in that way. I kind of forgot where I was going, but I've been in situations before where, you know, I have this guy that I'm super interested in, and you know, they definitely have some toxic traits. I think everybody does. Just things that I know, you know, in the future could be a problem, or you know, there's things that are bothering me now. If you go into a relationship seeing these red flags and knowing these things before you even get into a relationship, you cannot go into a relationship trying to fix somebody or change somebody. You get what you get to an extent. I mean, if you're in a serious relationship, of course, it's good to communicate, and you can get through a lot if you really want it to work out, and you know, both sides are open to change and improvement and growth. But I feel like that's a little bit different than knowing you're just in a toxic relationship and just not letting go because you love them more than anything. If you're in a toxic relationship, you're aware it's toxic and you know that it's not going to be changing. I would feel like personally I'm just wasting time, because I've seen a post like this before. Like
because a lot of people, they just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They just don't want to let it go. They're just in and out, in and out, in and out. Fussing and fighting, fussing and fighting. I mean, it goes on forever. I mean, give it a break. Woo.
Much rather learn to adjust and slowly over time become comfortable without your presence than trying to accommodate and stressing out all the time with your presence. It's so hard to completely let somebody go that you love so dearly. But first of all, do they feel the same way about you? Because if they don't, not a good sign. And overall,
well, sometimes it's just a letting go process. You have to break out off and on. Yeah, that's off and on, not up and down. Off and on, just to get like to get like that. You know, it works for some. You know, then some people just call it cold turkey.
Like the actual idea of letting somebody go and, you know, actually going through with that, it's going to be very hard, but in the long run you are going to look back and be so happy that you did it. You know, you let go when you did, because, you know, now you can go back to focusing more on yourself, because being in a relationship, you can literally quite lose yourself. It's so easy to, you know, transfer all this time and energy that you're putting into yourself into, you know, the person that you're interested in. I've always been that way. I never get nearly as much done when I'm into somebody. My sleep schedule gets fucked, even more fucked than it is now. And you know, I'm not saying these things aren't worth it. You know, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but especially with us being so young, like, no, we don't need to be stressing about this. We don't need to be putting this much time towards people, especially that you know are so toxic. When we're so young, like, you have so much time to find somebody that not only do you love, but is not toxic for you. So my personal advice, you know, if things were super easy, I would just say, you know, walk away while you can. It's going to hurt, but in the long run, I think it'll definitely be worth it, and it's something that you would look back at and be proud of. So somebody said, how the fuck am I supposed to get over my fear of using a tampon? So this is something that I most definitely went through when I thought it was time for me to start using tampons, or I just, you know, was wanting to transition from pads to tampons, and to this day, that's what I use. I mean, I'll use pads at night because I don't like to sleep with tampons in, because the max time you could ever have a tampon in is like 8 hours. I normally sleep longer than that, and also that's just like, that's pushing it. It's recommended for you to change your tampon every 1 to 2 hours. This was a fear of mine for a while. It just freaked me out, and it just didn't make sense to me how people could do this with ease. I started using tampons 15, 16. I don't think I went probably 15. I don't even know, but it was a while ago. I had went through multiple different tampons, you know, just trying to get it in. I wasted so many just because I would go for it. I would think I was ready to use it, and I felt like I was. I just didn't know how to insert it properly, which would lead to me almost fainting. Y'all know my history of fainting. That was one of those things that I would almost pass out trying to do because it was just so scary for me. Not to scare you, because it is so easy once you get the hang of it. Yeah, as far as getting over the fear, once you do it once, like once you finally, you know, use one for the first time, you'll realize that it is okay and there's nothing to be afraid of. One thing about tampons that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about, and I haven't even talked about enough, you have to be cautious with tampons. This is so bad to bring up when you're literally talking about, you know, fear of tampons. I'm not saying this to scare you, it's just good to be aware of because it is a possibility. It is very important to change your tampons as frequently as you can. If you know you're going to be out and about all day and you won't have time to change them, put in a pad, because tampons do have the possibility, it's rare, but they do have the possibility to give you toxic shock syndrome. I'm going to give you guys the definition of toxic shock syndrome right now. Toxic shock syndrome is a rare, life-threatening complication of certain types of bacterial infections. Often toxic shock syndrome results from toxins produced by staph bacteria, but the condition may also be caused by toxins produced by group A strep bacteria. So as it says, it is,
you heard it here on Toothless,
rare for it to happen, but it's something you're definitely going to want to take into account. If you start using tampons, you need to be responsible and change them frequently. But like it said, it is rare. I've never had a complication with a tampon whatsoever, and I've been using them for years. I have been very fortunate to, you know, I've never had issues with them, and a lot of people don't. But as far as getting over your fear, you just, you know, I tried to look up videos, but I couldn't find any. You know, I looked on WikiHow.
We're going to see if we can take this down here a little bit and sort of spill. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. She heard some noise. Check this out.
Second chances, third chances.
I like what you did.
Depending on the person, it's not that I don't think people deserve a second chance. It really does depend on the situation, because there's certain things that I would just not let slide. I am not straining to have anybody stay in my life. This sounds so bad, but I just don't give a fuck enough. If somebody really wants to stay in your life, they're gonna do what it takes to stay in your life. And you know, if you lay out the standards and you know what you're looking for in whether it's a relationship or a friendship from the beginning, from the jump, and you know, they just go and act like they didn't know. Bye. I change my number every couple of months. I will gladly not give it to you, but I really do appreciate when somebody comes to me and can, you know, address an issue or a situation or something that's bothering them or something that they think needs to be worked on. That's very impressive to me, and it just shows that you care enough to, you know, work things out. But it really does depend on the situation. But I just feel like with the amount of trust issues I have now, and kind of just how, like, I'm very satisfied with the people that are in my life now. Like, I'm really not pressed to have like a huge group of people around me. I don't know where I was going with that, but y'all know what I mean. Sorry, my camera died, but I'm talking to myself. Don't try to act all hard, because you know damn well there's certain people that you got a soft spot for, that no matter how much they fuck up, you will accept their apology and let them back into your life. Does anybody else like just have, you know, maybe like one specific person that you will just always, it's like they do no wrong, but they definitely do? Yeah. Okay. I see so many people asking about the first time, and I don't think I've ever talked about that. And I don't know if I feel comfortable talking about it. I should have stayed home. I don't even know what that was, and that's the bad thing. I'm gonna go back and watch the footage of me reacting to that. Well, I have no idea what that is. Hopefully we don't find out later. That's not where the camera was. It was like right there. What were we talking about? Oh, the first time.
The first time. Yaza.
I feel like if I even have to think about it, you know, if I'm not immediately open to sharing something like that, I shouldn't. But I feel like then there's a lot of people that watch my channel. I have no idea who you are. I don't know who's watching my channel. I don't really get to see exactly who views my content. Like, I see the amount of views, you know, that is underneath a video, a number, but I don't really know who those people are. So it takes a very vulnerable and open person, and I applaud anyone that's, you know, more open with their personal life on social media. And I don't feel like I'm completely closed off, but I feel like over the last year or so, I have been, unless you were born with a twin, like, were you born with a boyfriend? Were you born with a girlfriend? Absolutely not. You obviously don't need them. I know it's really hard to feel like you don't, because a lot of people around you are constantly like making you feel as if not being in a relationship, you know, makes you lonely, or that you need a boyfriend. Valentine's Day is coming up. I want a boyfriend. But let's talk about everything else that being in a relationship comes with, rather than the cute Instagram pictures and like the highlights. I promise you, you are saving yourself so much stress, so much time and energy that could go into yourself, your friends, your family. I'm not sure who is actively in your life. Not everybody has, you know, a lot of family that they can fall back on, not a lot of friends they can fall back on. But if you do, and you're calling yourself lonely because you don't have a boyfriend, that is not lonely. If anything, you are blessed, because let me tell you, you've probably saved yourself from a lot of negative emotions, just stress and time that could have been put towards something else. Everybody's different, you know, everybody desires different things, but I definitely wouldn't put your self-worth and, you know, so much of your energy towards trying to find a significant other, especially at this age. Like, it's really not, it's not worth it. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be pretty much it for this video, because I still need to wash my hair, and I'm not even done filming the video that I'm filming for my main channel right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night with you guys, so I can go ahead and start working on my other video. But with all that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed us talking about a little more than going to Target and Starbucks. Do I use a different outro for this channel than the other one? I don't want it to be so like structured. No. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, call it a night. Love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys have any suggestions in the comments are on, I really don't know why they would be off on this channel. That would be so stupid. Definitely let me know in the comments below. I never thought I would ever be able to say that again. That's crazy. Love you all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video on this channel or my main channel. Bye.
All right, you heard it here on Toothless. So check out more of her new channel. It's gonna be a banger. All right, Toothless out.